attention now to politics. This time, the opposition PDP, which is the People's Democratic Party, which has now inaugurated a 44-member zoning panel ahead of its national convention set for November the 15th and 16th. The committee is tasked with recommending how key positions in the National Working Committee will be distributed across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. Now, by tradition, if the party chairmanship goes north, the presidential ticket is zoned south and vice versa. Speaking at the inauguration in Abuja, the acting national chairman, Umaru Damagum, said the process must reflect fairness, equity, and unity, stressing that the decisions would shape the PDP's ability to win future elections. He urged the panel to prioritize loyalty, integrity, and capacity, noting that both principal officers and deputies will play a crucial role in the party's direction over the next 4 years. All right, so let's expand this further in terms of what this means for the opposition PDP. As we're bringing now the PDP chieftain, Tunji Abdulhammed, he joins me via Zoom for more on this. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be with you.
So, after your 100th National Executive Committee meeting, which is your NEC meeting, some members of your party have said that meeting marked a reawakening and a turning point for your party, the PDP. Do you share that optimism that your party is now at a resurrection point and perhaps a time for it to really begin to play its role as the opposition?
Absolutely, absolutely. Before that meeting, most Nigeria were of the opinion that that meeting will not hold, and they will not be able to even understand themselves or get any particular way forward. But fortunately, that was not to be. They were able to. The meeting was held. Certain decisions were taken, and the unity of the party was preached to people. Commitment, dedication. Party members were advised to uphold those principles, and from there things are moving forward. And meetings have been what's it called? Have been suggested or have been planned. We are in the zoning committee and the convention planning committee will be fulfilled.
So this is it's a progress. Well, I understand when you say it's a progress, but this is not the first time we're seeing your party make moves that it seems to be tending towards reconciliation. Last time, there was also a National Reconciliation Committee that was put together to move around the country, get people's grievances, put them together, come up with resolutions on how to resolve them. But just even while that Reconciliation Committee was moving around the country, there was even the national, at the national level, issues broke out, and so it will look like it rendered the work of the Reconciliation Committee useless. So what is it about this particular zoning committee that has now been put in place that makes it look as though this is the salvation point for the PDP?
Yeah, I'm not aware of any issue that broke out thereafter since that meeting was held, and I'm not aware of any controversy thereafter. And if you talk about reconciliation is a continuous exercise, and it will continue, just like you said. So if you are talking about reconciliation, they will continue to reconcile members. Even when there is no crisis, you need to reconcile member understand the importance of the party, the importance of loyalty to the party and unity. So even the ruling party, there are controversy and they are also reconciling. So it's not a new thing when you talk about reconciliation going on in the party. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, the convention is scheduled for November 15 and 16, and in that regard, there must be planning and how they will arrive at positions, because that convention will bring in elective new net members. So, and they must determine how it will go, and that is the importance of that meeting, at that meeting, at that zoning committee and the convention, as far as I'm concerned. There is no any ulabalu yet, no issue on ground for now, and everything is going on there, at least to an extent, favorably in support of the party. There is no way there will be a party as large as PDP. There is no way a party like PDP, where everybody is allowed to express their feelings and grievances, you won't see one issue or the other. In fact, in the democracy, we did not say 100% must carry the way. It is about majority. So if you have few people not satisfied with the decision of the party, that does not mean the party is not in existence. That does not mean the party is not good or is not moving well. After all, our president became a president by minority votes, despite the fact that because the law requires that for you to win, you must have a simple majority vote. He has a simple majority vote, but if you combine the vote of the opposition parties, the PDP and Labour Party, you realize that is a minority vote.
But if you also split them, it is a majority vote. So let's also be clear on all of that. But I also just wanted to be clear on the fact that I said the issues broke out not after your NEC meeting, but after the reconciliation committee was set up. That's what I said. But I also wanted to ask you, because you said that every party has its issues. Of course, we also saw issues in the APC recently, but for the PDP, it seems to have dragged on since 2013, and it would seem that from then on, it just has been a very difficult road for the PDP rather. Have you been able to, has the party chieftains been able to sit down and do some sort of evaluation as to what the issues are, and then really fix those issues rather than just setting up a committee?
No, if they are being fixed, if they are not able to fix it, they won't be able to fix a date for the planning committee, apply for the convention, and no Sony committee or any committee will be set up. So it's been fixed, and like I said, it's a continuous exercise, and they will continue to work on that. And notwithstanding, people the reconciliation is ongoing. The party is moving the way it should move for now. There's no any crisis being anticipated by anybody, except if anybody wants to create one. None for now, as far as I know. And in that regard, the right thing has been done by the party and the leadership of the party. And people have been talked to ensure that, look, commitment and the dedication to party interests it should be paramount in the mind of everybody. And for me, that's a good news. And everybody's complying for now.
But Mr. Abdulhammed, as a party chieftain, what do you think the issues were, that led up to all of the issues that came up in the PDP?
It was about personal interests, and those interests have been controlled. And in politics, people must have their personal interests, and there is no dispute regarding that. Everybody must have their interest, and if the interest is not being captured, everybody wants to fight. The major issue in the party has to do with the position of national secretary, and that has been resolved. Mr. Anyanwu is in charge and is taking control of the secretariat, and he's been doing his job. So that is a bygone. So that was the only crisis in the party that lingered, and it's been resolved. So having been resolved, I'm not aware of any other crisis on ground. And even if there's any now, for now, it's a political party, and a party like a PDP with a large number of members across board, and giving members opportunity to even express their grievances and disagreement is an opportunity for crisis. It's an opportunity for issue being raised by people. So if you have opportunity to raise issues or discuss issues and bring your grievances out, there's bound to be people who say no, yes. That does not mean the party is failing. That means they are trying to judge and war, not war, sorry. So if you are trying to look at issue, you as a member, you have the freedom to express yourself, and you are given that opportunity, unlike other parties where one man will determine or will be as directed by. So if it's directed by, you may not hear this crisis. But it's not a party where they will say as directed by. Nobody can direct, because the decision must be taken by everybody. There must be the board member must be trustee must be involved. The net people must be involved. The governance forum must be involved. General members of the party must be involved. And in that regard, there is no way you will see one concurrence or consensus on issues. There must be different opinion. And at the end of the day, they will arrive at a position. Whatever position that is arrived at is seen as party's position. And now, as it is, there's no crisis.
So how possible is it for the party to be able to set its machinery in motion and then really be prepared for the 2027 election?
And that's why there's a Sony committee. That's why there's a planning committee for the convention. So at the convention, new NEC member will be elected, and after that election, then they will go to work. The importance of the NEC Sony or for the NEC elective offices is that once that will determine where other positions regarding the presidential or other election, other position will go. So we'll wait for that zoning committee's report. We'll see how it's been soon. Then we'll move forward from there. As it is for now, the party is moving well.
You said the party is moving well. Are you not concerned about the fact that, look, there are people within your party who, maybe during the election, who will openly support the president? Because some of them, have even endorsed him at some point, one point or the other, and talked about how well he's doing. And they are all within, some of them are within the PDP. Isn't that concerning for you?
It's a concern, but you see, we are in a country where everybody has freedom to associate. And and that was why the party ruled out what's it called, marching order about few days ago, warning members who want to engage in such activities to be wary of what they want to do and to be ready to receive any sanction if that may likely come with it. So it's a concern. That if it's not a concern, the party will not address that at the last a week or so ago.
Well, there are those who believe that some individuals in your party have shown that they are bigger than the party, and perhaps when it comes to the law and rules and regulation in your party, it doesn't apply to them, and that 2027 they are going to maybe at the state level work for the PDP, but at the national level they're going to work, maybe not for the APC, but for the president, as it were.
I'm aware that some people have said that, and I'm aware that they've declared their support for the president. That does not mean they are telling us that they are bigger than the party. They are merely expressing their interests, their feeling, and which is allowed under the law, even though it's against the party's law. But there's nothing one can do except for the party to sit down and see what kind of sanction or whatever that can be meted against them. As it is now, everybody is cooperating. I'm not aware that any other person is saying that. Even the governor of Osun State that says so thereafter is also saying that, look, he's in support of the party's decision and he will work for the party. So let's just wait and see what happens. In politics, 24 hours is a very long time. Things can change. I'm not saying it's not a concern. It's a concern, a very serious concern, especially when it's coming from members who are major stakeholders, who are supposed to be the leader of the party, and allowing their personal interests to override the interests of the party.
I like that you mentioned major stakeholders, because that's the key point here. For example, the minister of the FCT, he's a major stakeholder in your party. And you already know that he's a minister under his administration. If you were to support the president in come 2027, will your party be able to put his foot down and say you want to sanction a Wike?
Yeah, let's wait then and see what will happen at that time. Thereafter, I will not be surprised if he supports Mr. President, and that will be, you will also be surprised, because it's working for his own personal interest. Because if the president becomes the president, he's probably assured of becoming a minister again. So in that regard, I will not say, because I'm not saying that is an interest of the citizen. He's working for his personal interest, and he has the right to join whatever he wants to do. But it's against the party's principle and law, and it's unfortunate that it's coming from people who are supposed to be the leader, who are supposed to direct the party to where it should be. If the president today has done what they are doing today, the president will not become president today. Unfortunately, they are not ready or willing to sacrifice and ensure that, look, the party develop. They carry their personal interests ahead of the party's interest. It's unfortunate.
And the point you just made is what a lot of people also say about the PDP, that the PDP was driven by interest of party members rather than interest of Nigerians. Perhaps why it will look like the party went into oblivion, because Nigerians just lost trust in the PDP. How do you then begin to regain and rebuild public trust?
Who are those people? Who are those in PDP that you say they lost? That was in PDP at the time the PDP was in control? Are they not, majority of that? Are they not in APC now? Does that mean those in APC now are people who are not trusted by Nigeria? That means they are not trusted. That people cannot be trusted, and that means APC is not a party to be trusted. That's what you are saying indirectly. I'm not saying. You see, like the APC, PDP may have its own issue, and you see, that issue is happening because we are in a country where most people who participate in politics are not participating for the interest of majority. They are doing so for their own personal interest, and once that interest is not going to align with any benefits, they want to see where benefit will go. And that's why you see, if APC as a party is no longer a ruling party today. You will see same set of people moving to that particular other party that becomes a ruling party. So it's about not people not having principles, about people not having integrity. It's about not the political party we operate in Nigeria. It's not about principle. It's not about policy. It's not about anything. It's about individual or personal interest. And it's unfortunate. It's not only about PDP. It's everywhere. Even APC. You see people moving out of APC. Not because of any other issue, but because they want to achieve their own personal gain or interest. So but it's unfortunate.
Why has your party not been able to sanction? Why has your party not been able to sanction, people like that? For example, the former vice president, he has moved, back and forth, between the PDP, the APC, now he's in the ADC. And I remember that, was this the last election when he was interviewed and asked whether he's sure he will get the ticket of the PDP. And he said it very clear that has he ever, vied for a ticket that he did not get. And eventually he got that ticket. And so it will also seem that the PDP doesn't mind that people can go in and out as long as you have the war chest. You can come back and run, on the party platform.
Even in other party, any political party in Nigeria will allow anybody to come into his party. Whether you have gone before, you are there before, you are not there before. The Alhaji Atiku Abubakar moving from one party to another has not done anything against the law. He's exercising his right of association. His own is even better than people who remain in the party and be working against the party. So if you are not satisfied with the position of the party, you move out. He's doing the right thing, as far as I'm concerned. And that's not an offense under our law. That even under party's law, it's not an offense for you to say you are moving from another party to another party. You see, in politics, when people talk about punishment, sanctioning members, expelling them, in politics there is no go away. What they have in politics is come here. So they will have to manage certain crises and so as to bring people, to make people sure that people are retained in the party. It's about politics is about number. So if you try to expel all your members just because you have one issue or the other, what will remain of the party? So for me, the people who are talking about sanctioning, harmony on the issue of sanctioning, what happened to forgiveness? Don't they have the right to forgive as well? Party can say, okay, we are forgiving you. So if they forgive, does that mean they don't know what they are doing? You see, in politics, like I said earlier on, it's about people, it's about number. So the idea of go away from our party does not arise. It's come here. That's why you see people who work against the president at the last election are now part of the APC now. Because if we are saying once we are out of the party before, you cannot come back, that means we have so many people in APC today who even worked against the president in 2023 and who are members of the cabinet today. So that's political party for you. That's politics for you. Because if this thing you are talking about.
Mr. Abdulhammed, apologies for butting it, but I just wanted to also ask you, as we wind down the conversation, there are those who are now saying that your chances, in the 2027 election has been further pushed down by the emergence of the ADC, that perhaps the ADC is now the party, the coalition to watch, and not even the PDP. How do you react to that?
2027 is still a long way. We still have a long way to go. So it's also be a kind of a suspicion and permutation when we're talking now. So let's just wait and see what will happen before then. It's a long way. Like I said earlier on, 24 hours in politics is a very long way. So what is happening now cannot determine what will happen in 2027. It may be a different ballgame. There's a concern. That's just the truth.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We're watching developments in the PDP. You have said is a turning point. We'll follow through on that. Thank you so much, PDP Chieftain Tunji Abdulhammed. Thank you for joining.